Caleb, and I'm here with Guy again. And today we wanted to sit down and just talk a little bit about education and filmmaking. So I figured we'd start right off and ask the question, film school. What are your thoughts?
Film school. You know, I think any type of schooling can be helpful if you're really focused in on what you're learning. I went to junior college. I had a couple of years of journalism, TV production. And what ended up happening is that, you know, once I started getting into filmmaking, I learned more in probably 2 days on the set with a good director of photography than I ever learned in 2 years of school. And so what we're going to be talking about here today is that, you know, can you learn a lot of this on your own if you're a good student, if you're somebody that really wants to focus and learn? I think you can. Do you need to go to film school and spend a ton of money? I don't think so.
Yeah, it's funny you touched on some of that stuff. I've been talking with a couple students who go to both Columbia here in Chicago as well as Flashpoint Academy, and one of them in particular is doing sound design, and he said after going through all the classes, he appreciated having the tools. That's another nice thing is being all the equipment with you, a lot of other people interested in the same field. But actually getting out there and shooting short films on his spare time, he picked up just as much, and to be able to really study online, and if you can find, it seems like mentoring or finding one person who's been there, done that to really help you out is a big deal.
And I think the other thing as far as looking for a mentor is that you're going to be, with the craze of filmmaking right now, there's a ton of people out there that are just making films. Student films, not-for-profit films, and so forth. But you might get into a situation where you're being mentored by the wrong people that have not been in the industry long enough. They don't know what they're doing, and you can pick up some really bad habits pretty quickly if you're not on the right sets. And so I would really look at when you choose a mentor that you pick somebody that has the same values that you have, first of all, and that that they've been around. Like we're using the DSLR technology. That's a new technology, but the way you tell stories is the same. And so make sure you're with people that are good storytellers.
Yeah, that's a good point. The other thing that seems like it's changed a lot is the tools. We're shooting this on a 7D, and that's something that's really kind of got me excited and into this whole realm was. The whole idea of filmmaking was very daunting from a technical standpoint. Is it going to film school seemed like the only option to really get your hands on the tools? But with the way technology has been growing and the people that have been getting involved, it seems like the entry level for the actual equipment and getting this, and the ratio for getting good images has come farther down.
Right. Which
in a way seems kind of frightening in the fact that we're going to see a lot of junky footage, but at the same time, the potential to then take that tool and then study cinematography and filmmaking is a very exciting thing.
Right, exactly. Because with the DSLR technology and a lot of the technology that's coming out nowadays, you get the depth of field and you get everything that they're using, all the tools that they're using on a 35mm camera, but just on a much smaller scale, and it's in our access in our hands today. So, this is a great time to be learning filmmaking. The other thing too is that we've done a lot of reading, and you almost have to be a self-study person if you don't want to go to school. We're picking up books. These are books that they teach in film school, and so either you can just pick it up at the Barnes and Noble or online and spend a whole lot less money and do your own study, even test yourself if you need to learn the craft of storytelling. And
I was just going to ask you that. Let's say somebody maybe watching this and saying, okay, yeah, maybe I'm not going to go for the film school. What do I do? What is the first thing I have to do? Is there a specific pattern I should follow, or are there some general points to stick to?
I think what you're going to look at, first of all, what are you gravitating toward? Are you gravitating toward writing screenplays and scripts? Are you working on that? Are you leaning toward being, you like being on camera and you want to be an actor or an actress? Are you really interested in photography and how the camera works and getting great images? Are you interested in directing, where you have a combination of knowing both, basically all aspects of the industry? Are you a sound person? You like to do sound design, or are you a musician and you really, you gravitate toward that part of it? And so I think it's just based on your interest. There's so many different areas within the filmmaking process that you can find a place that you really like. If you're administrative, you can be a producer or a, assistant AD, that sort of thing. You can just be, there's just so many places that you can land.